Here we go. Welcome to Game Notes. We are ready to roll. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for joining us. I see it's filling up already rapidly. 12 noon. We're live on Fridays. Here we go. This episode presented to you by Peter Millar, our friends at Peter Millar. Fall is officially here, and the temperatures are dropping quick. We can all feel it. Of course we can. With winter sneaking up on us, it's time to make sure that your wardrobe is up to par. Par, get it? That's why we want to tell you about our outerwear line from our friends at Peter Millar, the All Course. The All Course lineup features a vest, a jacket, and a full zip hoodie that provides plenty of warmth thanks to the loose fill insulation. Designed for easy, lightweight wear, the All Course also features a windproof construction and water resistance that is perfect for drizzly days. We got a drizzly day in Pittsburgh right now. I'm telling you, get used to it around here. Perfect for cool weather rounds or out on the town. The All Course is aptly named. Be sure to check out the All Course outerwear and the rest of Peter Millar's line at www.petermillar.com/chicklets. All right, here we go. Listen. It's going to be yours truly riding solo. We got Murls. He's in the air right now. He and his family had a flight change, but he's going to have some picks. He's going to have it all covered, folks. Don't worry. Mr. EBR, the chat, you guys are good. We're going to be rolling. And G is at Michigan State for Chicklets U. Busy, tied up. Of course, we got to let him cook. He's cooking up some amazing things. Can't wait to see what that school has to offer in their hockey program. Going to be a great video at Michigan State. But we do have my guy Pasha with us. Pasha, play the disclaimer.
Warning, the following statements are about to be made by a deranged Devils fan. The views expressed are his and his only. Take everything you hear with a grain of salt because, remember, he is a deranged Devils fan.
What's up, Barmy?
I love that. You got to put that on every time. I'm glad I got to you for that.
Yeah, I learned my lesson from that one time. But you mentioned Murls isn't here, but I do have the honorary Murls alumni shirt, so he's here with us in spirit.
Let's go. Those are unreal, by the way. Who made those?
Job.
I don't even know who made those. Those are unreal.
There's a lot of people behind the scenes. I wouldn't want to start rattling names for fear of forgetting anyone, but great graphics team behind the scenes that does all that.
Check those out, buy those, purchase those. Partnership with the NHL alumni. Great shirts. I mean, they got all the boys on there.
They're beautiful.
Mine's awesome. I got to get some of mine going. I got people texting me about them when the boys were wearing them on Spittin' Chicklets the other day. They got some pop, obviously on our socials as well. They got some pop. But where are you right now? Are you back home already?
Yeah, back home in Vancouver. We were in Florida earlier this week. We did a sandbagger. We did a Luongo interview, which we released already, which was awesome. He was so well spoken. Memory like an elephant. He was bringing up little details from each of the different series during the Cup run. So that was an incredible interview. We did Brian McCabe as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a hell of a trip. And my squad, the Devils, just so happened to be playing there. So I stayed an extra night, caught that game with Grinelli and Fish. So it was an awesome trip.
Yeah, and I saw that. I saw there's obviously there was a couple sick. There was one sick tilt. That Gadjevich guy is chucking him lately, isn't he?
He had another tilt last night. He went McDermott last night. That guy is nails. Just nail Yakupov, that Gadjevich.
Yeah, he's nails, man. Unbelievable, just throwing them with guys. And obviously it's a different beast that he got last night. But do you have anything you want to wax on? I know you went to the game, but your Devils, now that I got you here.
Statement couple wins. They go into Florida, the reigning champs, and they wax them 2 games in a row.
It's big.
It's big. And you know what? You were chirping them for being too perimeter, too soft. They went in there, they played a physical game. They were bullying the bullies, punching the bullies in the face, kind of matching that level of style. And they, the results speak for themselves. And shout out Jesper Bratt on that first Hughes goal in the first game. It happened right in front of us. That's probably pass of the year. He's got 3 guys on him. He's in the corner, and he just backhand sauce across the ice. One-timer, Hughes shelf. So if that's not a pass of the year candidate, I don't know what is. And then he follows it up with a hat trick last night. So Hughes gets all the love, as he should. He's amazing right now. But Jesper Bratt, I would say, still one of the more underrated players in the league.
Yeah, he is. And I everything seems right in the world of hockey right now. with Twitter, at least anyways, or at least our group chat with you and Wit. And the Oilers are kind of seemingly getting it together a little bit,
Yep.
and your
Yeah, they're
Devils
buzzing.
are rolling. And I know I'll take full responsibility for chirping the Devils. This was a week ago. They were in Vancouver, and
Yeah,
they were
they only won 6-0.
I know, but I just watched them and they look small and they look perimeter. And yes, they play their game, but I do give them a ton of credit. I will eat my words. They were up against the defending Stanley Cup champs, the bullies on the block, as you said, and they were fully involved. So does that change my mind? A little bit. I'm easily swayed, Pasha. As you know,
Yeah, clearly.
as you know, where my allegiances lied this year at the start of the year, though, because you were
Yes.
pretty happy where I picked.
Yeah.
the
Well,
Devils.
you picked them and I was happy, but for you to jump ship, 3 weeks in after a 6-0
I-
win, it just didn't make sense to me.
I did jump ship. People, I did jump ship. I got off of
I don't know if I don't know if you're welcome back on the ship.
well, okay, yeah, okay, I'll have to earn it, but they have to earn it too. They have to earn it too, and they earned my respect after what they look like against back-to-back games against a pretty darn good team, as we know, in Florida, and the style of play, as we know,
Yeah,
also in Florida.
you know what? There were so many factors, new coach, a lot of new faces, and then you go to Europe to start the year, that throws a wrinkle in, and then they've played the most games in the league by far. So they had like no practice days. Now it's kind of slowing down. So and then Hughes and Hamilton coming off major surgery. So I'm
Mhm.
not surprised there was some hiccups and growing pains early on, but it really feels like they're kind of coming together now. And I think they've won 7 of 9, and they look like a well-oiled machine. And that decor, name a better decor in the league. Like they are so
Vegas?
deep that Nemitz, they're so deep that Nemitz is in the AHL now. Like this Kovacevic, Kovechkin, he's been unbelievable. Siegenthaler
Yeah.
has regained his form. They are a wagon, folks.
Keith called him Kovechkin because he scored a goal, and now Pasha's jumping on the lingo, just following every beat of the drum with this
Oh,
team.
yeah.
But I'll
Yeah.
let you have it. I see Singsy in the chat. Singsy's going nuts too. He's diehard Devils. We need a disclaimer on him in the chat too.
Yeah.
Crazy Devils fan in the chat. We're trying to get a special guest on to join me at dinner with him last night. I'll give it away, or should it be a surprise?
Let's let it be a surprise. Yeah.
Okay, it be a surprise. He just texted me. He's trying to download some kind of thing to get so he can come on
Okay.
the show today.
I'll
He
keep
wasn't
an eye
quite
out
prepared.
for when he's.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pasha, keep an eye on when he pops in. Mine, in some news about myself, we started to set up Christmas. Is this too early? Question mark. We got the Christmas trees put up around here, not decorated yet, but we're now in the process. The wife and I setting it all up, getting in the mood. Christmas music is already playing in our house. I don't know if that's like loser level, but I do have that going. I love Christmas. Everyone knows that. I love Christmas. So we're getting in the mood. We're getting in the spirit. I find myself driving also when I go to work to Penguins games with the Christmas music station on in the car too. It just puts me in a better mood. I just love it.
That's
That's
an early Christmas tree post. Month and a half early.
Yeah, you got it. I love it. Like right as soon as you get in November, you got to get everything going. You got to get things
Okay.
set up. You get the Halloween crap down, the fall crap come down, and we're getting in the mood. We're getting in the spirit. I saw in the chat here, hashtag Nog Boys, eggnog. Is it eggnog season? Are people hit me up in the chat? Do they have it at the grocery stores yet? Are they ripping eggnog already? I might have to get the Pasha. Remember the eggnog? I might have to get the eggnog going.
Yeah, I remember the eggnog. I'm not a big eggnog guy personally, but you know what? I'm not a big Christmas guy overall. I've been called the Grinch. Yeah, I've been called the Grinch by a lot of people, and I kind of embrace it. I think the Grinch is a very misunderstood character. He's a great guy. So, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. So, but hey, yeah, I love the merry spirit for you, and you're already cheerful enough. So this is just like a little extra bonus. It's great.
Yeah, you get me eggnog going right now. Everyone's saying it's eggnog season right now. Everyone's saying it's in there. Someone says you're a scumbag, Big Willie style. He's always chirping in the chat for not liking Christmas and loving the Grinch.
I'm used to being called that. So
Grinch is a lovable character. Even when he was mean, he was still kind of lovable. Like there's a
Yeah.
way that you feel sorry for him, even though he
Yeah.
was like mean. I get it. It's part of the Christmas story, I guess, if you will. Having the Grinch movie, the conversation. So I'll be watching the Grinch with my kids coming up here soon as well. Pasha, also on some bigger news with myself, I got a physical the other day. Since I've been retired, like it's been challenging. Like I haven't got set up with a doctor yet or got anything done. The Hall of Famer Mark Recchi's like, hey, I got this guy. He's really good. I end up going there, set up an appointment. Finally got it done. I got my appointment now already set up for next year, a year later, because I have to go every year. I hadn't been doing that since I've been
like, how long has it been since you retired? Like 8 years?
like almost 10 years. This might be the 10th year.
Good thing you got around to it.
I know, what a loser, right? And mostly I'm concerned because you at in the NHL, right? The physicals are high, are really thorough. You go in and get a physical, they bend your knees, they check everything. They ultrasound, I forget what it's called. You get an EKG, they ultrasound your valves in your heart, and you get all that stuff done. We used to get all that done. It's amazing, right? So I haven't had any of that stuff recently. So I did the full thing. I didn't get that done yet, but he did do everything else. I did a pee test, check all my organs. Apparently, you can do that with your pee. Is that
and
how
true?
we
looking? How we looking?
Good. Here's the only thing. I have one thing that he said to me. He just said he said my cholesterol is mildly elevated. Now he just said cut out bacon and cheese and stuff like that, and in a year from now, echocardiogram. I think that's what it's called. Someone in the chat, thank you, where they ultrasound
ECG.
Is it ECG? Yeah.
ECG,
I want to get that still. I just feel like it checks a lot of boxes for everyone out there. Is a mildly elevated cholesterol that big of a deal?
It depends who you ask. I know, in mainstream medicine, they say all cholesterol is bad cholesterol, but from my understanding, there's multiple types, and a certain type is good for you. I think it's the LDL. So cholesterol isn't as evil as they make it out to be, but I'm not a doctor. Do not take my advice. You should get that more professionally looked at.
Yeah, well, he just said I don't have anything to worry about. Just make sure so next year when I come in that it's down. He said my heart sounds good, lungs sound good. People, I am dialed, but I will say I am thinking about Armzempic and getting it back going again. Get the Armzempic back and maybe tighten her up a little bit. I see Biz is on these hikes. He's obviously very health conscious. I was hanging out with a buddy the other day, which I hope we can get on. If he ever downloads his shit.
He shouldn't have to download anything. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he's a meathead. He's a hockey guy. He doesn't know how to work computers. I don't even know how to do it either. And I don't know email, and I can't do anything. But he's a health guy, and he's very on top of it. I got to start making some decisions and just Armzemping it hard. Armzemping it back to where I was, getting back on that diet.
I think you look great, buddy.
Do I look all right? I think when I lose
great.
weight, the best is my face just looks leaner and my neck. I get the big ass fat anaconda neck going.
Right. Yeah, but you can hide that behind the mic.
Yeah, that's what I do it right there.
It's a vet move.
Vet move. Unbelievable. Oh, on another thing too, I saw Barstool hired John Gruden. I don't know if people saw that. That's some big news. Ex-NFL coach. He's been all over socials right now with the Barstool team in Chicago and Dave and Big Cat and the boys, watching games and everything. And I was on to him before. He was putting out those nicey videos. I was loving these videos, Pasha. You seen these?
Yeah, you sent me one this morning. It's quite entertaining, and it sounds like he's not the only person that you kind of have been scouting since before they blew up, if you know what I mean.
I'm on talent. I should have a pipeline right to Dave Portnoy to say, hey, this is what you need to do, because I don't know if I've said this before, but I pretty much discovered Justin Bieber. I did. Short story here. In 2010, when I was with the Leafs, being a hockey player, a lot of downtime, right? So I was just pounding away on YouTube. YouTube was obviously YouTube. And I was working away on there when there was nothing else to do. Twitter was just coming on to the scene at that time, all these social sites. But he had videos on there of him singing when he was 9, 10 years old in his small town in Ontario where he's from. And I saw this kid, and I'm like, oh my God, this kid's so good. I showed my wife. I'm like, I should buy this, pay to support this kid and have him in the bullpen of start a record label. I was thinking at the time. And then I didn't. I let it go. Next thing I know, he's Justin Bieber.
You blew
it. Baby. Oh, he's all of a sudden this big superstar, and I discovered him. He had 126 views on at the time. It was nothing. I found him. I discovered him. But I'm good at this. John Gruden, welcome to Barstool. That's pretty awesome to have him on there. Another John Gruden too says he's talking about gambling the other day. I loved his idea. He says pick 3 to 4 games, money line, make it a parlay, and walk away smiling. And I know we've talked about this a lot. I've talked to Singsy. Singsy, oh my God. Singsy's calling me Arm Diddy. You got to be kidding me. Oh, that's brutal. Oh my God. But Gruden, I love his gambling idea. That's what I do, but I'm the puck line parlay. So Pasha, I think we got to get him over to the hockey side, making some puck line parlays for us. I think that would blow his mind with the puck line thing. I think he would love that. I think we could get him hooked on that. If he's just going to put him down, pick 2 games, puck line parlay, put 2 games, put them together. How's she going? Get out of there. John Gruden smiling. Welcome to Barstool. All right, buddy. One more thing. Tyson, Jake Paul tonight. Are people in the chat? Are you guys going to be watching this? I want to watch it.
What are your thoughts on that, Army? Like, who do you got?
I'm hypnotized a little bit by Tyson, obviously, still. Like, I look at him and I still see, like, the Mike Tyson, even though he's older now. What is he, 58 years old? People are saying this is criminal.
Like that.
And when you see Tyson and Paul together when they were like, by the way, Tyson bitch slapped him in their picture.
I saw that. Yeah, I guess Paul had stepped on his shoe or something, or stepped on his foot with a shoe. That's why he slapped him.
He just whacked him. But I've been in conversation with Jeff Jacobson, of Chicklets, and he's like a big boxing guy, fight guy. He loves the pageantry of it, and I think he's more of like a boxing enthusiast, which is a little more old school. I feel like if you're into fighting, Adam Spencer, Tyson 100. A lot of people, elder abuse, some people are saying, but he was saying, I didn't know in their picture too that Paul is huge. Do you see how big he was?
He's a unit.
Yeah, I was amazed at actually how big and thick he is as a guy standing next to Tyson, who I picture being like super, like bulldog, like really thick.
I saw this morning. Portnoy said he's going all in on Paul, and he refuses to see how he could possibly lose. So he's pushed all his chips in the Paul side, and I'm curious how it's going to play out. I don't know. I think gun to my head, I would say Paul, but
really.
Who knows? Yeah, but I don't know. Are these things rigged? Are they legit?
I know. I'm hearing a lot of that, like the selling of the fight, like, payday, all this stuff I've been hearing.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's just hard to look past Tyson and go, okay, like he might swivel. You know how he does that swivel thing? Like he just goes like, I know he's 58, but like all he needs is one.
I never watched the sport too closely, but I was reading people saying that even in the last few years of his career, back in his 30s, he was kind of like washed up and not that great. So, why would he 20 years later all of a sudden be dialed again, which, I think kind of makes sense.
I think like he was said, I think he was a little more messed up then too.
Like, right. True. He had to hit some extra, off ice stuff going on, as you call it. But I'm curious to see what'll happen. But I think, gun to my head, my money's on Paul.
Some people saying it's rigged. Oh, Zach Boychuk in the chat. We got a little snipe dog from him in Champions League. Congrats, Zach.
Oh, we have our special guest has now arrived in the back room.
Here we got him. Good. Before we get into it, I want to ask him about the fighting stuff too. Ladies and gentlemen, Pittsburgh's own Ryan Malone.
Thanks for having me. Finally.
What the hell were you doing?
StreamYard? Never heard of StreamYard before. I didn't know you guys, Barstool, big deal. I didn't know.
Yeah, so what did you have to do? I don't get it.
I have to download Chrome. Actually, I ended up just getting the app on my phone. I couldn't even figure it out on the computer. I had to download Chrome and then StreamYard, and then I still couldn't get in, so I'm not sure. I'm not a computer.
I love it, Bugsy. We're just talking about Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. Are you going to try? Well, you're going to be working tonight. Are you going to keep track of that?
Well, hopefully. I mean, Jake Paul's smart, and they already have a plan to let Tyson win. I think it'd be pretty embarrassing if you're beating up a 60-year-old man and you're a 30-year-old calling somebody out. That's kind of, would you say, business, I guess. That's not very man of you to beat up a 60-year-old, no matter how tough he was.
So you're calling out Jake Paul for like the setup of this as like you're pretty much saying it's elder abuse.
It's not elder abuse. I mean, Mike Tyson's an animal. He's going to say yes to every challenge his whole life. He's an amazing human. And I think, for him, even just telling his story is pretty amazing. And then just to have you got to have some big balls to get in there at 6 years old and still throw down, So I think it'll be exciting. I think, again, for the sport, the Paul brothers do an amazing job of bringing entertainment to the masses and, banking off that. And as you can tell, I mean, you're calling out a 6-year-old guy. Come on.
Bugsy, you're all about honor.
Well, it's not an honor. It's just you're 6 years old. He's probably on what is they do testing and stuff for TRT and stuff, and like is Jake on all this other stuff too? That's like, come on.
I love it, Bugsy.
Oh,
I love it. So who do you think's going to win then? You're saying Paul's going to destroy him?
I'm saying
Iron Mike?
I'm saying in my head, you hear different things that like, these guys are supposed to go down at whatever round. I'm sure it's entertainment at the end of the day, and hopefully Jake Paul is the one that ends up going down and not Mike. But I would say it's kind of set, I would think.
You think so? I just don't see it. Like, Bugsy, if you and I got in a fight, you would kill me in a fight. You're a jiu-jitsu master. You roll around. I do know you have a bad knee. I might go for that a little bit. It's out there. I could own you in that. But Bugsy, in a fight, I know you would be supremely confident you would come in. But even like me and Pasha were talking about McDermott Gadjevich last night, and Gadjevich, like, you think, yes, he's tough. He's a nail gun, but like McDermott's kind of a boss hog, and Gadjevich caught him at the end with one. Like, I just need one Hail Mary on you and you're down. How do you fake this?
That's where trust me. I mean, this is all just speculation, obviously, from my side, but just from the previous fights and different things, guys are getting paid a lot of money to bring the sport, to a higher level. Like, at the end of the day, I believe all these guys do have pride, but I'd never met, again, it's speculation. And I think, as you said, it's a fight. So anything can happen. It's one punch. And that's where Tyson, I'm thinking endurance wise, like he's not going to wait out and, wear him down. He's like, I'm going to knock this little punk out, hopefully in the first or second round,
Yeah. Where's Pasha? Pasha, can you just look up where the odds are and just come in with the odds when you get them for us, buddy? Pasha's in the background.
Yeah. 1 second here.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Someone in the chat, Bugsy, says that if you and me fought, I should just sweep the leg like Karate Kid style, take you down, get after that knee, that bad knee, grind it, bite the kneecap. Like Dan Campbell says, bite your kneecaps off, get into it. That's what I do. I'm a rat. I fight dirty. Bugsy, you do too. You made Biz bleed in the sandbagger when you got him on the ground. You got him in an arm bar.
You guys made me bleed, actually, and I'm pretty sure you, as my teammate, were just standing there laughing, and you didn't even hop in to defend me. Actually,
I think I shoved a golf club in your butt.
That was wit. I think he was.
Oh, someone in the chat says Paul is minus 200. Heavy fave.
And I think the payout, like he's already getting, I think Paul already has like 40 million for the fight. Tyson has 20 million, supposedly those are the numbers going around. I mean, but I tip the hat to the Paul brothers. They're bringing, the fighting and boxing, that entertainment to the masses. And as we know, like you look at the UFC, those guys are as real as it gets. And, I think they do a good job of really promoting those fighters to get paid even more. Those guys are in there, and as you know, the body can't last forever, so they're taking damage for their life, for their families, and their communities and stuff. So you got to respect those guys.
Father time never loses, Bugsy, as they say. By the way, people are saying that Halo in the chat, Bugsy versus Army line for Bugsy at minus 5,000. Fuck you. Come on. I'd hang in there. You'd be surprised. Maybe not with the jiu-jitsu ability. Some people are asking how I would do with Bugsy on the ice. Not great, I don't think. I don't think I'd do great at all. I'm a horrible fighter, but I would try to take your eye.
But that's the best part. That's where I feel like some of these kids now have this, watching the Pens play here and then the Lightning, you have these roles that if you add another tool to your tool belt, say you can chuck them, guys can learn. You're extending your career. And as you know, we always talk about that grit nowadays. Like you stand out like a sore thumb almost if you're finishing your checks, hard to play against, and then you're going to drop your gloves. I mean, I think guys should look into defending themselves better. And like I know the Los Angeles Kings have Jeremy Clark. He's out of Minnesota top team. He was a Green Beret, but he's been working with the Kings for over a decade about, going there and showing
Yeah.
guys how to fight. And he did the same thing in Minnesota with Octagon as well, agency. We do that in the summers. But that's a thing. I think some teams.
That's a lost art now, Bugsy. None of these guys
Well,
want to fight.
well, I'm sure you can find some guys that would.
Yeah. They should take some lessons. There's no question. All right. That leads us into hockey talk. Let's move on. Bugsy, last night, Winnipeg Jets, talk of the league right now. The Jets. I'm an alumni, by the way, because the Thrashers,
Yeah.
So I love talking about them. Here's a clip right here. They knocked off the Jets, giving them their first loss on the road this year. 15-1-0 going in the game, Bugsy. The Jets are rolling. And maybe you could talk about, because you live in Tampa, talk about Vasi. He wins a game, fastest goalie to 300 wins, 490 games played, Bugsy, eclipsing the previous record holder, Jacques Plante, who did it in 521 games played. 490 games played, the cat, Vasi.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about him. I met him once quickly, but he is a focused man. I heard he's all in about preparation, and I mean, he's as dedicated as I come. So it's just congratulations to him. I think it shows, that, and obviously the team in front of him is playing well, but he's definitely, from a professional aspect, he's done a tremendous job of preparing himself and the skills to be an elite goalie in the league for a consistent long time.
Yeah, and like they say, they have to kick him off the ice. I think Bobrovsky's a little like that too down in Florida with the way he like prepares and plays. Also, like I think these guys are just on another level, like with how they see things, the things that they see inside their game that they have to get dialed. Like just like it doesn't matter to them, like the workload. They're just obsessed with being good.
Yeah, I mean, look at Kucherov all summer. He's doing 100 reps of guys just rimming the puck on the wall on one side, 100 reps on the other side. It's really about reps. And then when he comes to the game, it's very second nature, and almost you always hear that the Kobe mentality. Like if you practice so hard, the game should actually be a level down. You have that confidence already instilled because you prepared. You prepared as best you can, so you have that confidence.
Yeah.
So it's a testament to their character, and it's exciting to see. I love seeing these guys break these older records.
Yeah, congrats, Vasi. 300 fastest to do it, knocking off Jacques Plante. Pretty amazing stuff what we're seeing here in the last few nights of milestones. You were working the game the other night, 500 goal celebration for Gino. Lead up to that, though, Bugsy, Lars Eller, the 35-year-old, traded back to the Caps where he won a Stanley Cup. Said he never really wanted to leave. You know how it is. You're probably like that when you left Pittsburgh going to Tampa, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like, I know you fit in, but you gotta, you were
No,
comfy.
you
You're
miss
from Pittsburgh.
yeah, especially I think when teams have that success or going those long runs, right? Those teams are special. Yeah, and because guys really are doing, everyone's buying in, they're doing everything they can. And even if you come up short, those teams, are still usually pretty tight. And I think sometimes when you switch organizations, especially, and there is just even looking at the different colors is kind of like a weird thing at first. But you have that common goal and you get after it. I think it's a great move probably for Els to get back in there with a veteran team. They want to compete, but for the Pens too, obviously they're grabbing those draft picks, so that third rounder is probably really nice little add on there for them. But at the end of the day, you can grab all these draft picks. You just got to make sure that you have a good hit. You got to hit, and you got to develop them. You got to put people. We talked about it a little bit how the Red Wings back in the day building their dynasty. Every draft pick had to go to the minors for like at least a year or two, just so they could earn the respect of picking up their own bag maybe and carrying it to the bus, and those little things that make you a pro and appreciate what the National League has to offer.
Yep. Someone in the chat saying if Bugsy didn't get traded to Tampa, Stammer wouldn't be what he is. So way to go with that, Bugsy. Unbelievable. But in the midst of it, the Penguins get destroyed by Dallas, like destroyed. And then they come out and play Detroit. They lose. But, at the start of that game, Malkin, 500 goal celebration. I mean, future Hall of Famer. I think he's second all time in points, second all time in goals. This is as a Russian. Ovi obviously has those. First in assists, all time Russian players in the league. But great milestone for Gino. You started with him. It was us. What was the sitting situation in the dressing room when Gino came? It was like Sid, then you, then me, then Gino, then Talbot.
Yeah.
That was how we sat in the room.
Our job was to keep those guys, laughing, try to keep a smile on their faces. But yeah, I mean, Gino, I still remember him when he first came over. Not too many words of English, but I remember interviewing him actually, I think, and it was like big curve or little curve. That's all he kind of got offered as a kid. Is a big curve I like to score. So he's done a great job with that big curve. And again, it's a testament to his dedication and character for this long, amazing career. And this year, man, I feel he's hopping faster than last year.
He's buzzing. Hey, he's got
He's
some
a horse.
jump.
You get the puck to him with that speed. He's, challenging those defense one-on-one, and he's, like we said, we know he's a horse. So I think I think too with the Penguins, we have to remember last year, 5-on-5, they were probably the top 5 teams in the league. It was kind of their power play that, I want to say, threw them under the bus a little bit. So, and Sully, just as we all know, there's a right way to play the game. Everyone knows the right way to get on the D side of pucks, finish their checks, and usually the offense will come. And I think that's what Sully is. I mean, his message has been pretty clear. Like, let's give ourselves a chance instead of giving up 20 plus grade A's, say, to Dallas. And Dallas has a chip on their shoulder from last year. And I really liked what I saw with them because they didn't care if it was 4-0, 5-0. They're guys popping in. They have a system and a mentality, and they're getting after it. So it was a good teaching lesson, I think, for the Pens.
It was a beat down.
It was. I mean, it was. I know we talk about it. It makes my stomach sick watching Sid go out and try to change momentum and hit guys, or Tanger or Gino. And it's not a. I guess it is a knock on some of the guys, but you gotta get out of your comfort zone a little bit. I know Gravy fought, a few games before, and sometimes you just got to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, showing that you're willing to do what it takes to win. Because that's, at the end of the day, that's what matters.
Yeah, like that's the difference, right? It's like reckless abandon. Get a little more of that in there. What are you worried about? Like, big deal. Like, let's see it. Let's just see a little bit of that extra in your game. I agree. Penguins, big tilt tonight. Bugsy, you'll be on the game. Sportsnet Pittsburgh and on studio pregame, postgame. Penguins are in Columbus tonight. We'll get to that when we go over Murls' picks, obviously. McDavid, 1,000 points. Yeah. He gets it finally. Oh, my God. It's just waiting so long. Look at this pass from Leon last night. Scored to get his 1,000th point. Unbelievable assist in overtime later to Darnell Nurse. But listen to these stats. Team poured off the bench for him. Unbelievable. Fourth quickest to 1,000 points in 659 games played. Just as an example, Gretz, the guys ahead of him, 424. Mario, 513. Bossy, 656. Then you have McDavid, obviously, for 99th player to 1,000 points also, which is like a cool thing with like the nod to 99, Wayne Gretzky. Sid and Connor also, I saw a little thing. They both had 500 points at 369 games played. Sid got to his 1,000th point at 757. Connor did it with the number he has, 659. So it's like he's been just blazing, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a freak, but again, as you look at the time and dedication he puts into it, all that work and preparation, and we talked about it, like he's still developing, with the Adam Oates group and everything he's doing, he still wants to learn and get better, and, the sky's the limit for him, that's for sure.
Yeah, I find it to be like just disgusting, the production that he has and like the amount that he has and consistently and what he's been able to do. I don't know those era adjusted things. I see people do that sometimes. But I thought it was funny too for his 1,000th point, Bugsy. Look at this picture. Leon got t-shirts made for him. What's he got? He's got like the rose colored tinted glasses.
Yeah.
He's got the spiked hair. He's got the chain over top of the thing. and they got this put on a shirt. So the boys are feeling good. Witt's happy. The Oilers won, and everything is good. They're rolling pretty good, but that is so awesome. That's like being on a team. That's what it's all about. Their trainer, I guess, made those up for the boys with the picture that Leon took of them. That's hilarious. I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
that's great. And I think that's like the cool thing about each locker room. They have their, quirks and like inside jokes and these little, celebrations that is kind of more for them instead of everybody else, and it kind of shows what that locker room is about. Even Connor, to have not such a serious picture and all that is just it's just a great thing.
Utah Hockey Club. Their jerseys are now on sale today. Season ticket holders was this morning, open to the public, I believe, at 10 a.m. Eastern time. They're finally able to sell and buy jerseys. So if you're a Utah fan or you're a fan of the new franchise and you want to get them, check them out. I think that's pretty cool. They got a lot of stuff in the works that's like slow rolling right now with jerseys and everything. I mean, they're called the Utah Hockey Club. Is that going to change? I don't know. But it has been pretty good atmosphere out there, and their team's hanging around okay. They are the Coyotes. Let's face it.
That's what I heard, but you see a couple of good scraps. I mean, it's entertaining. Like the fans are there, work their hard-earned money, putting their ass in the seats. Like you better bring something to the table to keep them in the seats.
Yeah.
If I was a business owner, looking at
Bugsy. Yeah, you would, Bugsy. Another controversy the other day. I saw everyone going bananas over this Jamie Benn hit. Shout out to the Dallas Stars, by the way. 14 goals in their last 2 games played after coming back from Finland, dropping a game to Winnipeg, came into Pittsburgh, slaughtered them, went into Boston, slaughtered them. And everyone was going, what a dirty hit. What a dirty hit. Please, people, and I'll say this, and I don't know, Bugsy, if you saw it, go and look at the clip. But before you look at it, listen to what I'm saying. When Carlo goes back for the puck, he hits the brakes at the goal line. So he's setting up to buy some time to get in on that puck. He knows Jamie Benn's coming. He tries to hit the brakes to take Benn on his back to shield and then make a play. So he's not going in right away to get that puck knowing Benn's coming on his back. Maybe hindsight now, he probably should have. But he hits the brakes to take Benn on. Benn hits him, runs into him, going for a loose puck behind the net, has to fight Zadorov after. Jamie Benn, badass. Wrist taped up, game, no visor, Bugsy. This guy is old school, does like all the hard stuff, physical, mean, nasty, can make things happen, but just barrels into the guy. And I think they got the call right at the end of the day. They initially gave him a major, and then they rescinded it to a minor for boarding. And I think if you watch the clip, go look at it. I think they got the call right, I think.
I agree. I mean, you're going in and then you slow down to kind of reverse hit almost a little bit to protect yourself, and Jamie Benn's going to run you over if you do that. So that's
Ryan in the chat says Army loves the breakdowns ever since I got the Sam Bennett rabbit punch in the playoffs against Boston on Marchand. I was all over it. I'm a rat. I know how these things work. You want to catch a serial killer, you got to think like one. Bugsy, that's what I do. I get in the lab, I look at it, I analyze it completely right to a T. And so and you got to know the game too. You got to know what's going on. So if you're going to build a wall and set up and try to buy some time and take on that contact, sometimes those things happen. Boarding, okay. He lost his balance. He went in hard. Sucks for Carlo. We know he's had concussions problems. I really like Brandon Carlo too. Met him a few times. NHL Media Day this past year. Fantastic guy. Been a Bruin for a long time, but he got out-muscled and he got put in a tough spot and he lost his balance and went in, because usually those guys just take those guys on. You're able to get in on the puck, make a play. I didn't think it was that dirty. Bad ending. Not that dirty. Sorry, people.
This is hockey, and it's a contact sport, and some guys are bigger than others. And if he's coming 15, 20 miles per hour at the guy that's smaller, he's going to probably, you can fit the math, do the rest if you want. It makes you feel better.
Yeah. Let's do the math. All right, moving on. We've got our all game notes team of the week. Shout out to our guy Max. He'll be making the graphic. I don't even know if we might have the graphic. Pasha may have the graphic, but I'll just rip through these quickly. Bugsy, Connor McDavid on forward. The production that he's had, another couple points last night, 1,000 points. Here we go. Oilers 3-0, 4-0 now possibly. I mean, updated last night. Mikko Rantanen, Bugsy, Colorado, lighting it up. He's on a light show. Avs 3-0. Avs are flying, Bugsy. Absolutely flying. And Dallas, shout out Mason Marchment. He had a 5-point night against the Penguins the other night. Picked up another goal in Boston. Got to give some love to those guys that grind, play hard. He had scored his first two goals in the first game of the season, and he was dry up until Penguins got him going the other night. But I got to give some love to him. Big physical guy as well. Dougie Hamilton on D, New Jersey. Pasha.
I love to see it. Dougie Hamilton had a slow start offensively, but he has been on fuego lately. So that's a nice addition there.
Yeah, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, 1,000 games, Bugsy. We love to give shout-outs to the boys. I think that's huge. 1,000 games. Who did we have last time? Another Swede. We had Backlund from Calgary, 1,000 games. We had Luke Shen, 1,000 games. Tyler Myers, 1,000 games. Well, of course, we're going to add them to the team. You got to give these guys a shout-out for these milestones. Markstrom.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Another Devil with a slow start, who's also turned a corner along with the rest of the team. So, wagon mode activated.
Wagon mode activated. And our all rookie for this week, we've got to go Dustin Wolf. 3-1 win, LA. Playing good. I know Mitchkov, big OT winner last night in his game, and obviously being scratched for a few, but we got that. Thank you to Max. Look at that graphic. We'll be posting those on All Game Notes Team of the Week. Bugsy, that's what we do here. We shine the boys up. You know?
That's what it's about.
Yeah, it's love. Everybody love everybody. That's what Bugsy says. It's all love, baby. Everybody love everybody.
Well, at the end of the day, we understand. We obviously have been in their skates, so it's cool to, I guess, analyze, some of these plays and help the fans understand sometimes, too. It's like, hey, it might look dirty when you slow down the camera to the milliseconds, but we also understand like it is a man's game, and to win, if you look at the Panthers, you got to have some grit and some balls to put yourselves in those areas. So love what you guys are doing.
Thanks, buddy. All right, we're going to move on now. I'd love you to stay here. We were talking about this a bit last night. Riding the bus. This is a segment we called Riding the Bus. It's where we take a look around the hockey world, Bugsy. CHL USA Prospects Challenge, which is coming up November 26th, 27th. First of all, it's in London, and then the next game the next day is in Oshawa. If you look at a map, London is way on the west side of Ontario, over by like Detroit area a little bit. Oshawa, the next day, it's on the other side of Toronto, on the east side. Can they not pick like another town kind of by London? Like if you're playing back to back, how are they making these guys? They're going to be riding the bus. That's why we put it in the segment, riding the bus, Bugsy. But what do you make of the CHL versus the U18 NTDP program to play against these top prospects from the CHL?
I think it's good. Sure.
Bugsy has no take on that. Bugsy.
Well, you can, because they're the top prospects, I think if they're all 18 and under, and the CHL guys might be a little older. It's just
it's all draft picks. They're all like draft eligible guys in this age group.
So it's like a showcase. So
showcase.
it would probably be nice to do one up in Canada, one in the United States first.
Yes.
Off. So that seems like a no-brainer for both areas. But I think it's good. It's good for the game. You want to see the top talent together. And, it may not be everybody in the mix, but you got a good grasp on, those areas. And at the end of the day, it's hopefully bringing exciting hockey into the younger markets.
Yes. And I got to recap too. Okay. By the way, CHL names their leadership group. This is our leadership. I see everyone's doing that now, especially in junior. This is our leadership group. Like they don't want to hurt everyone's feelings. So they pick, 5 guys in the leadership group, and like, can we just pick a captain and assistants? Like, why are we doing? Anyways, Spencer Martone from Brampton, Blake Fiddler, Vern Fiddler, ex-NHLer, his kid. He's like a 6'5" defenseman from Edmonton in the Western League. Look out for him this upcoming draft. Stud. I watched him play in Dallas. I had a couple ice sessions. I was hanging out there, hanging out with Vern. They're on the ice. This kid's a beast. He skates very well for a big kid. Matt Schaefer, Erie, Caleb Desnoyers from Moncton will be the leadership group that was named for this Top Prospects Challenge. Also, I got to recap this. I got into this with you last night, Bugsy. U17 Challenge Cup just what happened. We were talking about it. Canada White ends up winning gold against Canada Red. Okay, 2 Canadian teams in there, Bugsy. Canada Red steamrolls the UNTDP United States Development Program team 7-3. Red loses in the final to White. This is the U.S. Development Program. We have 2 teams in there. Like what? We beat the U.S. develop. What's the point of this U.S. development, Bugsy?
Well, I think it would develop U.S. players, but maybe that game they just had a few bad bounces.
I think it puts extra on the what's Four Nations face-off for Team USA. I think it does.
Yeah, I mean, I like how, again, we talk about NHL rules there. We got the Kachuk brothers. I really feel like the U.S. team's going to have that gritty, full team. You got guys that can do a lot of different things there, so that'll be definitely exciting hockey to watch. But yeah, I mean, with the U.S. program, I can't say I wasn't there.
Well, the CHLs open up now
for the college.
College, CHL, all those rules are changing. I wonder how that's going to affect like the United States Development Program too. With these kids that are going there, maybe they'll go, oh no, I can go play in London with the London Knights instead and still go to college. I don't know. Time will tell. We'll keep a look at it. Canada wins U17, 2 teams in the final, 2 Canadian teams. What's his name? Mickey DuPont's kid, Landon DuPont, was the captain of Team Red who got silver. He's 15 years old, so he's playing up a year. 15. He looked great. I watched one of the games. I paid like $8 to $12 online to watch the US against Team Red in the 7-3 beatdown. He picked up an assist in that game, but shout out to those kids chasing their dream. I love it. All right. We got a Murls video now. He sent it in. He's on the plane, but he did some work. Here's his game notes, players of the week.
All right, time for the players of the week. First up is college. We go down to Providence College. Nate Lehman, head coach there, does a fantastic job down there. Benny Barr, our good friend, he's under that coaching tree. He started with him in Union, and, Providence is always there. But the player of the week is Trevor Conley. 2 games played, 2 goals, 4 assists, including the OT game winner versus Northeastern on Saturday. So Trevor Conley, Game Notes College Player of the Week. And from there, we'll move on over to Europe. European teams were on break, so there wasn't a lot of games going on. There was some little international stuff going on, and some news came out of that. Andreas Ambuel, he's from Switzerland. He set the record for most games ever played with any national team, any player, any country. Most ever played national team. 41 years old. He's played 336 games, 19 World Championships, and 5 Winter Olympics. Incredible accomplishment there. Being that good at that high of a level for that long, something really amazing. So congrats to him.
There he is, Murls, always grinding, always working, sniffing out the other leagues. That's why he's so good. That's why he's EBR. I mean, this guy, you get up in the morning, he's got stuff for you in the morning and then at night, and we'll set you up for this weekend. But first, Chicklets Chirps, little segment, Bugsy, we like to do after they, drop their Chicklets episode, which they were at Keith Yandel's house down in Florida. And they had Luongo. Great show. But the big talk coming out of that was Biz's ordering ability. I don't know if you saw that video. Maybe Pasha.
I wasn't sure if he was joking or he's just getting a little. We're going to see the clip. Yeah.
Oh no, this was a complete debacle. I can pull the clip up in a second, but I can tell you firsthand, being there, he was causing quite the scene. Like, he had like 6 spoons in his hands, and he kept asking for more, and he kept being like, let me try the bubble gum. And the guy would be like, you want to try the bubble gum, or you're going to go with the bubble gum? And then he'd be like, oh, let me try the cotton candy. He's like, you want to try the cotton candy, or you want to go with the cotton candy? And then at that point, Witt had figured out what was going on. He started filming. And after the dust settled, I asked the lady, I go, what's the record for most samples? She goes like, oh, like 4. Biz was at like 8, like smashed the record. So the boys were not exaggerating.
Yeah, the ice cream story, and then he was on with Donnie on ordering breakfast too. So it's funny how it like those things just that's what happens with Biz.
Yeah,
like
I
things
got a little
just
snippet
happen.
of the breakfast order here if you want to see.
Yeah,
it.
let's get the breakfast order.
My name's Chastity. I'll be taking care of you guys.
Chastity.
What are we drinking this morning?
How's your coffee?
Coffee.
Okay, I'll get your coffee. I'll do, you guys have freshly squeezed orange juice?
We do not.
Okay, I'll just get an OJ.
Okay.
And then a water, please.
Sure.
Yep.
Sorry for asking one time.
That's okay.
My friend's a little rude, I'm sorry. So I'm going to get the Big Bear breakfast.
Okay.
You mind if I was going to do 2 extra eggs too, so 5 eggs total.
Okay.
I'll do I'll go over medium if that's okay. I'll do just the bacon. I don't need the sausage patty. Could I just add more bacon?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Do you guys?
So that goes on for another 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, like this is an all-time hero act. How about she goes, what kind of coffee do you have? Do you have this and she's like, we just have like coffee. Like she had no clue what he was like referring to.
Biz is a coffee snob. I remember going through like Starbucks or anywhere, and he'll always be like, how long ago was the coffee brewed? And she's like 11 minutes. And he'll be like, I'll wait for a fresh pot. Like,
No way.
oh yeah. He's very specific about his coffee.
Maybe
Bugsy, you got any quirks?
Well, I mean, I was just thinking if he's just maybe he's asking the orange juice because you want the fresh squeeze stuff, one ingredient compared to.
He doesn't want to wait. He doesn't want to wait though for like, the coffee because he'll wait for the pot. So obviously he's like, he wants everything fresh. Right.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him for that.
Yeah.
One thing that came up also is about his ordering is he's a big, and Pasha, you know him better than anyone, but like, he loves to do the family style ordering where everyone shares. They talked about that on there too. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I'm a food envy guy. Like I'll make an order and then the food will come and I'll be like, shit, I should have got that. Looks so good. Like Bugsy, I gave you a bite of my steak last night. I got the New York. You're Delmonico guy, right? Or what was that?
Delmonico prime rib, or not prime rib. That was a ribeye.
Ribeye steak guy.
Yeah.
I was a ribeye steak guy. I went for the strip, gave Bugsy a taste of my strip, cut off a little piece. You share it, pass it around. Biz loves to do that. As an envy guy, I like to do the share order. I think that's good.
He takes command of the table and the menu. And I think, I don't mind it, but a lot of the times some people feel that they get the short end of the stick, not getting enough food, but you kind of just have to dive in there as soon as it gets on the table. Cause that, the second there's a breather, Biz is getting in there for seconds and he's going to clean out the plate. But I'm a big fan of the family style for sure.
Biz does too, like Fish mentioned, like you have to be fast in that clip. He's like, I realize I have to get in there quick. It's like when you have 9 kids at a dinner table and a huge family, like you learn to eat because you'll starve. You kind of have to be like that with Biz a little bit, right? Because his elbow will get going in and out like a sewing machine and he'll just be pounding the food, Bugsy. So you got to get in there, Bugs.
For sure.
I'm assuming then he's taking off right after. So you got to get it before, you're going to leave you with the bill.
Is that what you do, the alligator arms?
Yeah. He'll take control and order and be like, oh, no. I mean,
Libby in the chat says Bugsy ate my strip last night.
But as you know, it's always great going out with the fellas and ordering. But sometimes there is a line. I think Wit too is sometimes a bad order guy, always adjusting different things. But hey, at least they're conscious of what they're eating and trying to do something, I guess.
Yeah. We don't do enough too, Pasha, like the dinners. I'm a big dinner guy. Like when we get together on our trips, our chicklet trips and everything, like I think we need to do those more. And sometimes we skip the dinners and we're just like, oh, let's go. Like we're going here. And then all of a sudden we're like, drinking Pink Whitney and everything's just rolling.
Really?
Like,
you think so? I feel like we do a good job of doing the team dinners every trip.
I think we've been like,
maybe we
better.
just don't about you.
No, when I first joined, we were not doing the dinners. And in the last, like, I would say 3 trips that we've been on, we've been better about at least having a team dinner.
Yeah.
I will say
good
that.
For the camaraderie. But you know how we've talked about this before, but first night of, let's say, a 6-day trip, we find a good restaurant. We're
We go-
going there all 6
Oh,
nights. It's like you find a spot and you're going there every single night. There's no experimenting, no trying something new. You find it and just what works, works.
Old faithful, Bugsy. You got to go back to what works. Creatures of
Right.
habit. That's what they say in hockey. We're all creatures of habit. So, moving on from that, Bugsy, we're going to get into Friday night. Friday, 5 games. Bugsy, you were working tonight. Pittsburgh's in Columbus. You'll be in the studio all night long, grinding this game out. And we'll just start with this first. 5 games. Murls. He's got your EBR picks for the games. First of all, Pasha, should we get up the games? Can we get up the games? Do we have a game chart? We might not have a game chart.
It's part of the video I'm about to play.
Okay,
here.
let's go.
All right, Friday picks. Friday picks. We got 5 games. 5 games. First one, I don't think I've been on them all year. I'm not sure I'll be on them again all year, but this is a spot they have to win. Army, I don't know if you'll be in the building out in Columbus, but it's the Pittsburgh Penguins, money line, -130. This is a game Sid and the troops have to have. If they want to have any glimmer of hope in this season, this is a game they got to win in Columbus, a team that is just dropping right now. So Pittsburgh money line should be around -130. Then we go out west. Capitals traveling out to Colorado. Colorado's been playing great at home. McKinnon is out of this world. So they're getting Nichushkin back and Druin back, I believe. Maybe somebody else too. I can't remember, but they're going to be buzzing out there. Caps can score. We like them. Over 6.5. And as always, we'll be on Arturi Lehkonen over 2.5 shots in that game. And that will finish things up in Colorado before we go out even more west to Vegas. No, the game's in Utah. So Vegas at Utah. Vegas 3-way. Vegas played okay against Anaheim. Got away with a 3-2 win. Killed me because I had the puck line to give up a goal with 12 seconds left. Terrible. But Vegas 3-way +102. I'm not dealing with the -1.5 today.
There he is. I want to talk. I got a little play for everyone. I like Murls' Penn's money line, and I like the Vegas money line in the spirit of John Gruden. Parlay that together. Little parlay action for you people. Bugsy, what are you seeing on that Penguins Columbus game tonight? What do you got?
Murls hit the nail on the head. I think it's you want to say a must win this early in the season, but you want to build off that last game in Detroit. They were playing the right way. They outchanced Detroit, I think 10-0 the second half of the game. They just didn't, Talbot came up big for them. So you want to just go in there and establish your game plan, and you're just gonna have to think about winning 2-1, and really just make sure we're not giving up those odd man rushes and just not make it. Just want to make it hard on the other team, and I think they will come out with the W here tonight.
Yeah, and I don't know what I'm going to see with the Penguins lineup also. And I will say this, Columbus coming back after a road trip, I believe. Where were they? They were just in Seattle the other night. So it's their first game back on home ice. You know how they say all that stuff kind of goes. And we will see.
Look what happened in Dallas when Pittsburgh was in Dallas. Pittsburgh wasn't ready.
Yeah. No, they need to win. I agree with what Murl says. So we'll see how that goes. I got those, but there it is, Bugsy. We got the Friday picks from Murls. People are happy in the chat. They got their action. What we got coming up for you, Bugsy? Anything to shout out from yourself before we let you go, buddy?
Not right now. We're just cooking along the foundation. Very thankful for the support. The Malone Family Foundation helping veterans and first responders heal through the game of hockey. If you want to support our missions coming up, you can go to hockeyishealing.org. And I'm really excited what's going to be coming in 2025. But back on hockey, the Winnipeg coming out of the gates hot. Their power play, you were seeing what their power play set up as, Army?
What do they got?
They have one-timers all on the opposite side. They have their box. You can't cover everyone.
Yeah, too many weapons, too many guys in the right spots.
Yeah. So, that's what I'd kind of like to see somehow in Pittsburgh. Last game, they started doing a little low play from Gino to Sid, attacking the net. I think the power play. Just wanted to give a shout out to Winnipeg for clicking it around, and hopefully some other teams can steal some of that playbook.
There he is. Ryan Malone. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for your time. What is it again? Hockeyishealing.org. Go check it out. Bugsy doing some great stuff with veterans and mental health initiatives and his family. All heart. Bugsy, way to go, buddy. Thanks for joining us today on Game Notes.
Yeah, thanks for having me, bud.
And a parting gift. Oh, he's gone. Big Willie style in the chat. A little parting gift for you. It says St. Cloud sucks.
That's right. He's probably a gopher.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah. Good call. Thanks, Bugsy. See you, buddy.
All right. Love you guys. Keep it going.
Love you. See you, buddy. I have to give a shout out also before moving on. Kevin Stevens is getting inducted in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame December 4th. There will be a brunch event in Pittsburgh at PPG Paints Arena in the Lexus Club. A nice brunch. Come and support him, honoring him. And in support of his foundation, Power Forward 25 Foundation, Penguins alumnus, a great American hockey player. And more info will come for that. I'll post some stuff in supporting an alumnus of ours here in Pittsburgh as this event gets closer, but it's coming up quick, December 4th. So keep an eye on that if you're a Kevin Stevens fan or an old Penguins fan or just appreciate U.S. hockey. There's a good event you can support, and his foundation supporting healing and addiction and I guess mental health as well in regards to that. So he's doing some great work there. Way to go, Artie. All right, moving on. Duke Cannon, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you've seen Duke Cannon products at Target, Walmart, or your local hardware store. If not, let me introduce you. Duke Cannon makes a variety of men's grooming goods. Big-ass bricks of soap, thick body wash, beard care stuff, colognes, and hair wash. They also donate money to veterans. All their causes each year through the Duke Cannon Veterans Fund. Simply put, they give a damn. And their products work hard and smell terrific. Most of the year, I'm a Sawtooth thick body wash guy. Sawtooth thick body wash. Then in the fall, I like the Buffalo Trace soaps. But during the holiday season, which is pretty much here, you know how much I love Christmas, I put their big ass lump of Kohl soap on my wish list. It's holiday classic, like Die Hard. Shop now at DukeCannon.com, Amazon, in Target, or at Walmart. They're everywhere. Go forth and save up to 20% on Yuletide soap bundles and gift sets. The products, the packaging, you won't find better gifts for the men on your list this year. Go check them out. Duke Cannon. Thank you. All right. Pasha, hit it. Show Mindsies. Oh, did we change that, Pasha? Is that different?
We did. Yeah, we added more of an old school bus.
Okay. Yeah. Can I see that again?
Absolutely.
Oh, I like that. It's like this.
Yeah.
That's a slap shot bus.
That was at the request of Murls. Yeah.
Oh, what a creative monster Murls is. I love that. The old school slap shot bus. Way to go. So we got that for you. Show Mindsy's one of the best. You want to start?
You go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to start. My show for this week is the beer league goalie. He got out to skate with the San Jose Sharks at Chelsea Pier. The Sharks. I guess you have to share rooms. I've practiced there several times. Look at this guy. He's just brutal. He's a brutal, beer league goalie that was out there to get a sweat, but apparently they share rooms there. The rooms are very, very small at Chelsea Pier. Pretty cool rink to be able to go practice at. Most teams have to go practice if they're on road trips and stay in there. And they just said, hey, come out and play. So shout out to the Sharks. I think that's unbelievable that they let a beer league guy that was just changing in the room, getting ready for his skate, and let him come out and take some rips from guys in the NHL. How sick would that be? That's
like a dream come true. You just love to see that. Those kind of unique moments that don't happen all that often. So love that for him. Better that than him coming in as an e-bug in an important NHL game. That's for sure. Yeah, let the guy come out. It's you don't see that too often. Obviously, making it to the show is very special and crazy. I remember seeing a clip in Montreal back in the day of a fan when they were at a practice rink in Montreal somewhere. A guy came on the ice with them and said he could score on one of their goaltenders, and he was just a bender. He was trying to dangle, came in with a couple shootout moves, trying to beat a real NHL goalie. I don't know if he did, and I can't really remember if he did or not. But he had try and find that clip for next.
You got to find that clip. You got to find that clip. I think
Yeah.
people will remember that. It was classic.
Yeah, love that.
All right, show.
My show, I'm gonna go with Bob Wischusen at ESPN, the commentator. He was doing the Tuesday night game between the Devils and the Panthers. G and I were talking after the game, after watching some highlights. Just the intensity and the passion that this guy calls the game with. It could be Game 7 of the Cup Finals, or Game 20 on a Tuesday night of a random game. Just love the enthusiasm, the energy, kind of electrifying to watch. And not him. There's many commentators throughout the league that do a great job as well, but this one just really stood out to me. G and I were talking about it post game. What a job he does to sort of just excite you for just what is sort of not the biggest, as they call the doldrums of the season, regular season game. So shout out to him to making it exciting. And then also, I know we've talked about it before, but on the subject of commentators, Bill Spalding on the Devils, he regularly uses the mixer, Murls' term, throw it into the mixer. So shout out to him as well, and the commentators around the league that do a great job.
Yeah, not easy. The travel also on the road, getting to certain rinks, especially those national games and different things like that. These guys grind. They do a great job. Like, every guy is good in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Bob for his call. Totally. I thought you were going to say me on some of the Penguins calls that I have. But,
well, that's a given. That's a given.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. All right, Murls sent in a show. Let's see it.
Murls show. Here we go.
Time for my show. My show is Army. You're part of my show. Army and Biz in our DraftKings Touchdown End Zone Crown Challenge, 25K bonus bet. Army and Biz are both still standing out of the 8 people in the entire company. So they're 2 out of 8 people. Unbelievable. Get through this week. You're going to be right there with a chance at that 25K bonus bet. So call you and Biz up to the show for being guys that know ball. You guys know ball. And hopefully by the end of this show, Army, you'll share your TD pick with the whole audience here. So that's show.
I don't know if I'll have my pick, but thank you, Murls. Me and Biz are rolling. Yeah, we're football guys. I think we'll prove that. I don't have my pick yet. I didn't want to do the Thursday night game, and so I'm saving it. If anyone has any picks for me for a touchdown, put it in the chat. I'll take all comers. I have an idea of a guy I want to pick, but I don't know if I'll drop it. Stay tuned on the socials. Me and Biz are going for it. We're going for it. So tell me this, Pasha. What does that mean? 25K bet. Like DraftKings will give us a bet.
I believe you get like a credit to bet on whatever you want.
Wow, that'll be unreal. Electricity.
I think don't hold that to me, but I think that's what it is.
Like, can I do a parlay?
I think you can do whatever you want, except for withdraw it for cash, I believe.
Zane Sampson in the chat has a guy I'm thinking of. That's the guy I'm thinking of. Jefferson. Oh, baby. We'll see. I don't know. The hard thing about it is I forget the other picks that I've had week to week. So I'm like, oh, shit, did I pick that guy already? Because you can only pick him once. So it's like, it's kind of challenging. But good luck to us if we keep going.
Yep.
Mindsies. I got to throw Christmas light setup guys to the Mindsies. Like, I don't want to go on a ladder. I don't want to get up on the roof of my house. I'm not a psycho. I don't want to fall down. I don't want to take 2 days to set up the Christmas lights that I like. But like, if you ever hired a Christmas light guy, which is usually like a landscaping company or a roofing company or another company that transitions into now a Christmas light hanging thing, these guys are banking money. Like, the prices to get lights put up on your house are astronomical. It is insane. I am thankful for it though, like for them to do it, but I cannot believe, like, if you're someone out there that wants to look to make some side dough, go to the store, buy a ladder, and start putting up Christmas lights and just absolutely blowing people's bank accounts through the roof. Like, it is insane. Like, just Christmas lights on the eavesdrops, just the line around the house. Just insane, Pasha. I'm sending that to the Mindsies. Like, come on. Can we just keep it civil here with a decent price? Like,
yeah, I mean, listen, I've never done it. I mentioned before, not a big Christmas guy. I usually just put coal outside of my front door, but I mean, we got a guy in the chat here saying Chevy Chase style all day. I could see you doing the Chevy Chase up on the roof next year. Save a couple bucks, end up blowing yourself up on the roof. But yeah, I mean, listen, they know they have you, right? It's like, what else are you going to do? It's the Christmas season. They can charge whatever they want. So Hell of a
There's
business
signs
they're
going
running.
up everywhere near me. Like all these guys, they pop up these signs, need your Christmas lights done with like a number. Like it's like a makeshift business. These people
Yeah.
transitioning into these. And obviously during the season, it's getting cold out. You're not doing like, rock sculptures in the backyard, or you're not doing people's eaves troughs or anything. So you go, okay, we're going to do Christmas light business. And you just start working and infiltrating into these neighborhoods. People hear about your price. All you got to come in is be realistic and be like, okay, I'll do it for this much. Nice price. Not a big deal. Everyone will use you. You'll corner the market. Then they get cocky and they get the prices going up. So I get shopped around. I've had astronomical quotes, Pasha, quotes that are crazy. But I got to get the lights up. I got to have the kids. I got to have it festive. I want my house glowing. I get the trees
wrapped. They know it's for the kids, right? That's how they get you. They know that you want to do it for the kids. You're going to pay a little extra. It's all the psychology. They've got you by the balls. So I give them props.
I give them credit. That's why I'm saying, chat people, if you want to just swing a side business, do Christmas light hang up. Just come up to the house. If you have balls, you want to get up on a ladder and go up to a 2-story house and start hanging.
Let's get Singsy up there.
Singsy will do it. Singsy probably has hovercrafts. He just stands on it, hovers around like the Green Goblin. He's a tech guy. Singsy's probably Green Goblining around on a little fucking foot jet. Looks like a skateboard hanging lights.
100%.
Probably does it in like 20 minutes. He would bank, actually. Singsy, call me about the Christmas light setup business. Maybe we can move into other cities, start taking over America. Good price packages, everything. I don't know. I'm not a business guy. Anyway, Christmas light prices, hanging them up to the Mindsies. Got to do it, though. You got to do it.
Got to do it.
Pasha?
Got to do it. For the Mindsies, I'm putting myself in the Mindsies this week, unfortunately. I was at that Panthers-Devils game, the first one, as I told you, and I put together a little parlay, Devils money line with Sam Reinhart anytime scorer and Jack Hughes anytime scorer. And it hit, obviously, because that's two of the best players in the league, and the Devils are a wagon. So that hit. Great. $100 paid $2,000. I was quite jolly about that. And then Devils play Panthers again last night. So you got to run with what's hot. So same bet, money line, Reinhart score, Hughes score. And in the second period, Reinhart snipes one. Not long after, Jack Hughes throws one on net off the D-man and in. He gets that. The Devils, go on to a victory. So I made the mistake of posting in our group chat, being like, hey guys, what's better than winning this parlay? Winning this parlay twice. And I sent the photos of both parlays, and I was, kind of gloating a little bit. And what do you know? 5 minutes later, I get a notification. They changed the Hughes goal to Mercer, which is, it was very close. He threw it on net. It could have, hopefully they still change it back, but I doubt it. But they changed the Hughes goal to Mercer. So I lost the bet, but I'd already withdrawn my cash. So then it was like in limbo. It showed my account balance as like negative 2,000. I was like, what's going on here? Am I going to get the money? Do I have to flee to Guatemala? Like, what's happening here? But then I got an email basically being like, we wrongly said your bet won, canceling your withdrawal. Sucks for you.
Wow. So you already withdrawed, but then they have the ability to just shut it down, hey? Because it takes a few days for it to go through.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, Murls comes in. He goes, rookie move. Never post anything about betting in this chat. You mush. So, yeah.
But he calls it the mush chat, our group chat, because anytime someone gloats about anything in the chat, it always comes up on the wrong side. It's crazy. The mush chat. I thought of Murls right away when that happened. And Whit called you out on it too, which was hilarious. Whit was all over it. He was dying laughing.
I'll just keep my mouth shut from now on.
Attaboy. All right, Murls, Mindsies. Let's hear it.
All right, Murls, Mindsies.
Mindsies. Today's Mindsies. This is a bad one. This is a bad Mindsies. I'm sending the entire AIC college to the Mindsies. They've decided to move their Division I hockey program down to Division II. This is a program that's just, it came, I think, from club hockey. I believe my brother Tom played against them in Springfield College against AIC in club hockey not too long ago. They've climbed the ranks. They've made 3 national titles under Coach Eric Lang. He's done an incredible job there. So it's really disappointing that they're dropping down. But, I mean, he'll be a candidate for whoever's looking for a new coach. But that's Mindsy's AIC saying budgetary reasons and the new landscape of college hockey or something crazy like that. I don't want to get into all of it, but AIC, you're down to the Mindsies for moving a D1 team that's been in the tournament down to D2.
And to that point, I've been seeing a lot of stuff since this happened. D2 doesn't have like a championship from what I'm seeing. D3 does. There's D3, and they have that. And so they moved down to D2. I don't know how many teams are in D2. I don't even think there's like a lot of teams, probably for that fact. But losing your Division I status in the school, deciding to pump them down,
that's tough.
tough one, brutal.
Tough one.
Don't
Tough.
like to see it.
No.
Mindsies right there.
Mindsies.
All right, we got it. Moving on. We've got the weekend. We got Saturday picks, 12 games. 12 games. All
Saturday picks. We got an early game in Boston, St. Louis at Boston. This is EBR rule number 2. It's been up and down this year. We did take one. It was a Monday game. I don't know if that counts. The Saturday afternoon when everybody's been liquored up a little bit last night. They had a bunch of beers before the game, so they're a little loose. These games tend to start slow, and then the Bruins and the crowd get going, and they take over. So I'm going to be on the Bruins money line, EBR rule number 2. Next game up is the Chicklets Bowl. Big game. I believe Biz is on Hockey Night in Canada for this. It's Oilers at Toronto. I'm all over the Oilers here. They are starting to come. They're just building. McDavid is at 7 points his last 2 games. He always does this. Seems like he's out of the Art Ross. And then all of a sudden he puts a stretch together, 4 or 5 games where he gets 20, 25 points. This is another game. He's going to get 3 or 4 points. Oilers roll in Toronto. Next up, Hurricanes coming back home. Tough loss in Utah. They outshot them, 55-20 and came away with a loss. So they're going to be hungry to get a win back at home versus the Senators. Senators, good team. I don't think they fit the style that Hurricanes can play, especially at home. So Canes, 3-way versus the Sens. Next up, late game. Canucks looking better, a lot better. Pettersson goal and assist on his birthday the other day. Blackhawks coming in there, really tough ass for them. So Canucks 3-way, late game. And that's it for Saturday.
Canucks. Pasha, he says Canucks. Class.
I know.
Murls.
I was going to bring that up. The Canucks, Murls and his
Canucks.
words, the way
What's
he
with
pronounces player names, and it's hilarious.
Like, just get him to try to say Artemi Panarin. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Word salad.
Word salad. Is Biz really doing Hockey Night in Canada?
Yes.
Oh,
he is,
awesome. Tune into Hockey
Yeah.
Night in Canada if you can get it. I know we get it down here on NHL Network, so you were going to get Biz on that. So tune in if you can down in the States, and then support our buddy Biz Nasty's National Monster.
Absolutely.
Just killing it. He was in Buffalo yesterday doing some
with
great stuff.
Memesy.
Some good content coming out there. I was texting with Memesy the other day about all that stuff. He's like loving it, driving down from Lando. Hey, boys, coming down from Lando. All right, moving on to Sunday. Sunday's games. 4 games. Murls?
Sunday picks. Last weekend wasn't great for overs on Sundays, but I'm going to chase one here with the Canes and the Blues over 6. I think both these teams can get 2 or 3 goals, and the Canes should win this game. I'm looking at 5-2 there, so over 6. Then we're back out to Vegas. I think I'm just going to take Vegas every game this year, especially at home. They're phenomenal at home. Hopefully Stone gets back soon. He's missing, but there's Nick Wise, and he's just everywhere too. So I'm on Vegas money line. Caps have been great, but Vegas at home is a different animal. And then the last game to wrap up the weekend, talked about them just a second ago with Vancouver at home. They're looking a lot better. Nashville, I can't believe in them. They haven't showed anything to prove that they can win this game out in Vancouver. So late Sunday night, after the Bills take care of business at home against the Chiefs, it'll be Vancouver, money line, and that will wrap up Sunday.
The man. I see people in the chat. Excuse me. I see people in the chat too, Pasha, saying, Singsy saying Caps Vegas will go over also. So Murls likes Vegas money line. Singsy's chucking in an over on that also.
I could see that.
Yeah, I like that.
Caps are scoring at will right now.
Yeah, Nashville struggle bus. Holy, what's going on with them? Like their winning percentage and where they're at, like all the new guys in key positions. Sometimes it takes a while for that to sort it out. It's just, I don't know what's going on.
Did not see that one coming.
I did not see it coming either.
You know, like
I thought it was
Devils being a wagon, saw that coming. Rangers sucking 5-on-5, saw that coming, but did not see Nashville struggling like this.
A little parting shot for my boy Pasha. I love it. Thanks, Pasha. Great job. Everyone's got it. Everyone watch the chat. Extra little picks coming in from everybody. Love the chat. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Bugsy Malone for coming on with us. Check out these shirts that we got. Do we have any graphics of that? We got the boys shirts for the Alumni Association. Always good. If we could pop those up, they're just beautiful. I'm missing a tooth. Head to the store to get those. What else do we got here? Shout out Peter Millar, Duke Cannon for our sponsorship stuff. I want to give a shout out also and put this on notice. Our live show, December 29th at Riviera in Chicago. Visit barstoolsports.com/events to pick up your tickets. We'll be there. Of course, I'm the king of the winter, the god of the winter, the first ever and the fastest ever Winter Classic goal. It'll be another event for us. The last time we did this, where were we when the last time we did this? We're in Boston. Pasha?
We were in London, Ontario.
No, for the Winter Classic thing.
Oh, for Winter Classic.
Was that the Boston
yes.
live show?
Yeah, that was
a few years ago.
Yeah.
We got to do
Yeah.
that. So we'll be back for another live show at this event in Chicago. Should be awesome. Get your tickets right there. Our socials at Game Notes Bud on X and at Game Notes on Instagram. You can always find the audio on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Click auto downloads. Download that stuff. Subscribe. And thanks for joining. 12 o'clock. Enjoy the weekend. Pasha, you're the master of the controls. You're on the scene. We'll be back with you for another episode next Friday. Love y'all. Have a great weekend.